Hey guys, it's Cozy. Welcome back to the 5th episode in which we end up answering the lifelong question, do you
know the Muffin Man?
No, not that one.
The Muffin Man!
Shut up, dude! In this Zero to Hero, did Resto just become meta because of MDI?
No.
In the last episode, we met a raging lord of a warrior with self-esteem issues, which claimed that another party member surely was boosted. No, not me for once. And in a funny turn of events, the truth came to light. Actually, his ass got boosted through keys before. We also upgraded our gear to 610, which means there's actually no excuse anymore to not do the big keys. And so we started to farm the highest crafting currency by starting our adventure at +8 keys. As for today's video, the grind continues. Every dungeon on +8 is the goal in here, to simply gather experience and figure out which dungeon hurts the most. With the finish line in mind to potentially go for +12 in the future, and with the ultimate goal for this week to upgrade our weapon to a veiny and juicy 636 item level. Also in this episode, we got hosted live on Twitch by the one and only VesperalTV, who almost made me choke because of the timing the raid happened. And we are going to attempt our first +10. So if that sounds like an episode you want to check his channel out too, as he just started a Zero to Hero on his own, then make sure to like and subscribe to both channels because sharing is caring. And make sure to grab a drink, get comfy, and enjoy the 5th episode of our Zero to Hero Restoration Druid. Alright, after shaking our heads in disbelief of the pure audacity of this duo from Agent Degen, in good old German fashion we continue to march towards the promised land that is more gilded crests in an attempt to upgrade our weapon. This obviously means +8 keys it is, and boy did we got some special ones ahead. First, Kara Ara, the Echoes of City. Wait, what? But now I can hear you ask, what's so interesting about Ara Kara Cozy? First of all, don't interrupt me. We wiped. The little thingy finished the swarm's call, GG. Hashtag blended DPS like a healer should. Other than that, we had some funny little pull that needed a lot of healing and I was just chatting meanwhile like it's nothing. Getting a hang of this shit, slowly but surely. However, the major part was during the final boss as I got hosted live from the one and only VesperalTV. Brother sent 160 people my way, and the disturbing amount of people that followed to trigger the alert while I was busy keeping the party alive was hilarious. Also, what do you think about my shoutout alert? Let me know in the comments.
It's always more fun to share with everyone.
But don't let this distract you from the fact that I got hero legs, which again, believe it or not, is now the 3rd out of 3 items that I've gotten from +7 and above, which is no use, as I got crafted legs. No bueno, papito. But with many newfound friends and the confidence of a college football quarterback that just railed 3 cheerleaders at the same time.
What?
Is that how it works? I'm not an American, sorry. I was willing to right the wrong right as Necrotic Wake was up on the chopping block, and if you forgot what happened last time, well, let's just say it wasn't as smooth. So time to loop that bad boy up, something Diddy never said before, to make it silky smooth, and with the stupidly strong combination of Enhancer, Red Paladin as well as the broken Prot Paladin, I was not worried. We railed to this, and the most beautiful part was the second boss, as we got to open that one up with the big 20% buff from the affix. Pawn order actually back confirmed? I didn't even die to breath, like what's happening bro, I am hit! He died with full cooldowns from 70 to 0, don't look at me like that. Did that bitch just shot on me? Well, this got way messier in the end than what I would have imagined, but still we timed it. 24 score to our name, and while I was complaining that I never got any item of use so far, I asked our tank if he needs the ring that he just got. And like a true little bitch boy, I yoinked that shit like I'm Gollum Prime, baby. So what else happened? Well, I needed 4 more dungeons on the +8 key level or higher for score, so apparently Siege was the place to be. What a fantastic dungeon. Random AoE, almost one-tapping party members, clickbait bosses that are just dumb as the sun is shiny, a female boss that sends out male cannon fodder, I'm sure nobody's complaining about equality here, some big toe giants that strike fear into enemies, get it? Because they actually do cast an AoE fear. And while I was enjoying the scenery and let the shaman die, he did a 5-hit 200 IQ giga play. He gambled on the escaping mob to pull the boss, so we had no choice but to CR him. Hashtag he ain't walking nowhere. Smart man. Yet this is one of those bosses where doing damage as a healer is mad beneficial. The lesser times she shoots the fire ricochet, the better. Obviously, since it's fortified, those phases go quicker, and I'm certain Tyrannical won't allow me to do that. Especially if nobody uses defenses, am I right? Oh yeah, and then I also killed our red with an oopsie dispel. Sorry, big bro. And even though the dot hurts like a drunk stepdad, it is still manageable to play proper with only 2 melee on this platform. You're gonna see how this can end up on the fully melee party a bit later. 50 score and 3 more to go for a weekly goal. However, I also raided. I know. Boo. I did get hero shoulders though, quite huge. I also 5-headed that entire thing by killing only 6 bosses so I could potentially make my own group for the code later, which I did. Spymaster dropped, but I failed horribly. So let's go to Siege.
For what? Why?
Yeah, I actually did another Siege because this was a few days after the one I just showed you, and I kinda forgot I did it. But besides me throwing a healing flower onto a cannon, us 2 chesting this bitch for another 9 rating, and me getting hero chest piece, which I was super happy about, not that I even need any loot at all, Blizzard Entertainment. Breathe. I gave it away though. Now let me talk to you for a second. Not that I didn't do that for the past 5 minutes already, but hear me out. Healing is actually fun. And no, this is not just copium. It's difficult, yes, but it's really enjoyable to do. And here's why I figured that out just now. At this point, I did an absurd amount of keys this week already, and just because it's no longer this extremely super punishing bullshit affix with the healing shields, which everybody can dispel but nobody does, it's actually good. Also because it's not tyrannical. There's lesser fear of bosses. So let's change that. Dawnbreaker is next, and this dungeon is known to have some mad heal checks throughout the dungeon. From the utterly annoying AoE damage including heal absorb and devastating hurtful geometry laser guns, to a Newbie Kai's OnlyFans provoked blue balls, up onto the raid boss flying spider nightmare thingy in the end, which apparently hates everything yet still poops light orbs. But let's start at the beginning. When I actually did not take this incoming damage seriously, we prepped for the bigger pull on the boat. It got very common to lust this pull, and we even called for it, which is exactly why we didn't use it. Oh, my bad, we lusted it once the half a pack was dead. I do believe this is either the first time or for sure one of the few times I had a BM hunter on my party, and boy, this dude was sending waves. I mean, 3 mil DPS on 3 targets is nothing to sneeze at, and because BM is no longer this flavor of the month spec that everybody, their mother and Bobby Kotick plays, I can respect them a little more. Now, technically the first boss, especially on Fortified, is a rather simple one for Druid. Just hot people up with Wild Growth and JUVE, and yes, I'm gonna call it JUVE from now on, so you can instantly dispel the Burning Shadow. And yet, to make it as easy as it sounds, one needs to be a good healer. The first mini-boss, however, is less pleasant for a Druid. The dodge she does hurts even more than when your mom pulls out your old ass baby videos to embarrass you in front of your girl for the first time. And just like mom whipping out that VOD, this dot comes out of nowhere. Just ignore everything else and spam heal that target. If it's on you, try to use the defensive, why not? The second mini-boss, however, was a bit wonky. As everybody knows, this dungeon is buggy as hell, and somehow we bugged this one out. For some unholy reason, we managed to pull the mini-boss, but not his 2 ladyboy bodyguards. But why would we just take it smoothly if our tank can pull them together in the end anyways? Just to call out for Lust, which was the sign for our hunter to, guess what? Lust. Surely there's now at least one of you thinking, oh, it's not called Lust, it's Primal Wrath. And you can primal kiss my ass if you think that's an excuse. Wake up, Coco Troll. Chop chop, man, because I'm freaking sweating on this pull. Good lord almighty, this was one to remember. The second boss is also something to sweat for, as those few abilities she does are hitting diffy. Whenever she casts a 4th ball, she will overlap it with some nasty party-wide ticking damage, so in order to deal with it, I made the biggest setup so far. I hunted everybody up with JUVE, I'm gonna make this work, into Wild Growth, into Flourish, into Life Blooming myself for better hot ticks, which turns out doesn't work if you have Flourish, as it's the same note, and then NS into Convoke just to pray for as many direct heals as possible. Now, someone in my stream said that they had to whip out 1.4 mil HPS in a plus 12. I have no idea how I am supposed to do that by all means. Guess Dawnbreaker won't be achieved. 45 rating for the 2 chests down Dawn, and so the only dungeon left this week is Grim Battle. Psych! Mists also got into the game, but easy peasy 2 chests, no biggie, so Grim Battle. Boy, did it take ages for me to get into Grim. Now, GB is one of those dungeons that people hated when the season started, but since then learned to appreciate. I mean, there's nothing much going on, besides a handful of mobs like the big lava golem or the big Ascendance guy. Arguably, the roughest one in here is the same Ascendance guy, but twice. Boy oh boy, can your DPS roll you over in a heartbeat here. And if I'm totally honest, I never looked at the mobs once during this fight, only staring at the HP bars. And did you know NS also makes your CR an instant spell that will grant 100% HP?
Yes.
I didn't. Found out by accident. Good shit. Overall, this party made this run so ridiculously smooth. It's crazy. They used decurs, popped defensive, also did some good damage, didn't overpull, played mechanics. I could go on and on, but instead I will show you the giga loot I got. A cloak. A damn cloak. The cloak I think I gotten in every Grim run so far. I just want the Biz trinket, man. Is that too much to ask for? So if the loot won't come to me, I speed myself towards it. As now we finally were able to upgrade our weapon to 636. And don't mind my gold, I can't even afford cookies anymore, man.
If you're a broke boy, just say so.
So, after all those dungeons we did this week, an item level of 615, a score of 2313, and a confidence of a young ladyboy from Thailand, I'm ready for the biggest key yet. We are talking the mother of all vault keys, plus 10 baby. And just because I love pain and pain alone, we are doing Siege of Barados. Am I worried? Yeah. Am I scared? Yeah. Does my tank use Spell Reflect? Yeah. Am I hyped up with the most tense asshole to do this shit? Yeah. Did I forget to buy water to regen mana in between pulls?
Yeah!
Wait, what? Oh shit, that's rough. We actually wiped on the third pull because somebody added the extra mobs to the dislike of our tank just to go for it again and pull them together anyways. Hashtag decision making. Now, my personal goal in here, besides timing it obviously, is do not mess up. Play it clean, play it nice. And because I'm the only range, it's obviously my duty to kite the boss, which is mildly annoying, yet still fine cause let's be honest, the boss doesn't do much, besides trolling my ass. Fucking Big Toe hit the bomb, but I refuse to believe otherwise. So much for playing it nice. But with failing the easiest mechanic in the game, I had to make up for it by performing on the next boss, which was not as easy. Besides our party getting clapped by the cannon shots, the dot was slapping my nuts with unpleasant force, and so this was giga scuffed. So we went again, and this time I wanted to leave nothing up to RNG. But turns out my willpower isn't enough to heal through the dots and apparently random shots from the boss. So considering we did kill it eventually, it made me happy as it means that I can do it. It's just whether I'm able to pull it off on the first time. And if you look at the timer and think this is still doable, then first of all, you're wild. Secondly, I do have a pull to show you. Not quite sure why we just couldn't backtrack it proper and play it normally, considering we A, won't time this, and B, had a really horrible track record of booty pulling extra packs so far. But it is what it is. The worst part however is the annoying 5-man sniper pack. This is just stupid. People died in a blink of an eye. Hell, I got deleted from 80 to 0 in legit 1 frame. What can I say, man? I love me some mob group without any counterplay. Tilt mode activated. Shut up. I'm not tilted, I'm just complaining with a passion.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm not ready yet.